My first baby walked at 9 months. My second baby didn't walk until 14 months. I worried about both of them. With my first, I worried she was too advanced. With my second, I worried he was delayed. Today, I'm explaining baby milestones from birth to 12 months. What's normal? What's just different? And when you actually need to call your pediatrician. Because every baby develops at their own pace, but there are some red flags you shouldn't ignore. Hey everyone, I'm Diana and welcome back to Sweet Pregnant. I'm a doctor specializing in women's health, and I'm a mom of 3. And here's what I've learned both professionally and personally. Your friend's baby is rolling over at 3 months, but yours isn't. Your cousin's baby said their first word at 10 months, but yours is still babbling. It's so easy to compare and worry. But milestones aren't deadlines, they're ranges. Most developmental markers have a window of several months, during which achievement is completely normal. So today, I'm walking you through the first year month by month, what to expect, what's considered typical, and what warrants a conversation with your pediatrician. Let's start at the very beginning. The first 3 months are sometimes called the 4th trimester, because babies are still adjusting to life outside the womb. Development is rapid, but babies are mostly focused on basic survival, eating, sleeping, and slowly gaining control of their bodies. Physical milestones, head control. Newborns have almost no head control. You have to support their head constantly. By 1 month, they can briefly hold their head up during tummy time. By 2 months, they can hold their head up at a 45-degree angle during tummy time. By 3 months, most babies have pretty good head control and can hold their head steady when you hold them upright. If your baby has no head control by 3 months, mention it to your pediatrician. Hand movements. Newborns have a grasp reflex. If you put your finger in their palm, they automatically grip it. By 2 to 3 months, they start opening their hands more and reaching for objects, though their aim is terrible. Vision. Newborns can only see clearly about 8 to 12 inches away, which is conveniently the distance to your face when you're holding them. By 2 months, they start tracking moving objects with their eyes. By 3 months, they can follow objects in a full circle and recognize familiar faces from across the room. Social and emotional milestones. The social smile. This is one of the most magical milestones. Somewhere between 6 and 8 weeks, your baby will smile at you intentionally, not just because of gas. It's a game changer. You finally feel like they recognize you and are happy to see you. If your baby isn't smiling by 2 months, mention it at your next checkup. Responding to sounds. Newborns startle at loud noises, but by 2 to 3 months, they turn toward sounds and recognize your voice. They might calm down when they hear you talking. Crying patterns. All newborns cry a lot. Peak crying usually happens around 6 weeks and then gradually decreases. If your baby is crying for hours every day and nothing soothes them, talk to your pediatrician. It might be colic or reflux. Sleep. Newborns sleep about 16 to 17 hours a day, but in short stretches. By 3 months, many babies can sleep for 4 to 6 hour stretches at night, but some don't. And that's also normal, just exhausting. This is when babies start becoming really fun and interactive. They're more alert, more engaged, and they start doing things intentionally rather than just reflexively. Physical milestones, rolling over. Most babies start rolling from tummy to back around 4 months. Rolling from back to tummy usually comes later, around 5 to 6 months, because it requires more strength and coordination. Some babies skip rolling altogether and go straight to sitting or crawling. That's okay, but if your baby isn't rolling in either direction by 6 months, mention it to your doctor. Sitting with support by 4 months. Most babies can sit propped up with pillows around them. By 5 to 6 months, they can sit independently for short periods, though they might topple over. Reaching and grabbing. By 4 months, babies start reaching for objects on purpose and can grasp toys. They bring everything to their mouths. This is how they explore the world. Keep small objects away from them. Choking hazards are real. Hand-eye coordination. They start transferring objects from one hand to the other around 5 to 6 months. Teething. Some babies get their first tooth as early as 4 months. Others don't get teeth until after their first birthday. Both are normal. Signs of teething: drooling, chewing on everything, irritability, disrupted sleep, social and emotional milestones, laughing. Most babies start giggling between 3 and 4 months. It's one of the best sounds in the world. My first baby's first laugh was at my husband making silly faces. I cried because it was so beautiful. Recognizing familiar faces. By 4 months, babies clearly prefer familiar people over strangers. They light up when they see you. They might cry when held by someone they don't know well. Babbling. Around 4 months, babies start making consonant sounds. B, A, Ma, Da. They're not saying words yet, but they're experimenting with sounds. Responding to emotions. Babies this age start responding to your tone of voice and facial expressions. If you look happy, they might smile. If you look upset, they might cry. Feeding, starting solid foods. Most pediatricians recommend starting solids between 4 and 6 months, when the baby can sit with support and shows interest in food. You'll start with single-ingredient purees or baby-led weaning with soft finger foods. Breast milk or formula is still their main nutrition source. Solids are just practice at this stage. This is when mobility really kicks in. Babies realize they can get from point A to point B, and suddenly nothing in your house is safe. Physical milestones, sitting independently. By 6 to 7 months, most babies can sit unsupported for extended periods. They use their hands to prop themselves up at first, then gradually gain enough core strength to sit without hands. Crawling. This one has the widest range. Some babies crawl as early as 6 months. Some wait until 10 months. Some never crawl and go straight to walking. There are also different types of crawling: traditional hands and knees, army crawl on the belly, scooting on the bottom. All of these count as mobility milestones. If your baby isn't showing any form of mobility by 9 months, talk to your pediatrician. Pulling to stand. Around 8 to 9 months, babies start pulling themselves up to standing while holding on to furniture. Once they figure this out, they do it constantly. The problem is, they don't know how to get back down, so they cry until you help them. This phase is exhausting. Fine motor skills, pincer grasp. Around 8 to 9 months, babies develop the pincer grasp, where they use their thumb and forefinger to pick up small objects. This is a big deal developmentally. It means they have the fine motor control to feed themselves small pieces of food. Banging and shaking. Babies love banging toys together and shaking rattles. They're learning cause and effect. It's loud and repetitive, but it's how they learn. Social and emotional milestones. Stranger anxiety. Around 6 to 8 months. Many babies develop stranger anxiety. They cry when held by unfamiliar people and cling to their parents. This can be awkward when grandma visits and the baby screams, but it's a normal developmental phase. It shows the baby has formed secure attachments to their primary caregivers. Separation anxiety. Similarly, babies this age start crying when you leave the room. They haven't developed object permanence yet. So when you disappear, they don't understand that you still exist and will come back. This gets better over the next few months. Communication. Kamuna start understanding some words, especially their name and no. They might look at you when you call their name or pause when you say no, though they probably won't stop what they're doing. Babbling becomes more complex. They start stringing sounds together. Be, ma, ma. They're not using these as words yet, just practicing sounds, gestures. Babies this age might wave bye or clap their hands, usually around 9 months. They're learning that gestures communicate, meaning. Playing object permanence. Around 8 to 9 months, babies start understanding object permanence, the concept that objects still exist even when they can't see them. This is why peek-a-boo becomes so fun. They get the joke now. By the end of the first year, your baby is becoming a little person with personality, preferences, and opinions. Physical milestones. Cruising. Around 9 to 10 months, babies start cruising, which means walking while holding onto furniture for support. They sidestep along the couch, transfer from the couch to the coffee table, and gradually build confidence. First steps. This is the milestone everyone waits for, and it has the widest range of normal. Some babies walk as early as 9 months. Some don't walk until 15 or 16 months. The average is around 12 months, but anywhere from 9 to 18 months is considered normal. My 3 kids' first baby walked at 9 months. Everyone told me how advanced she was. Second baby didn't walk until 14 months. Everyone asked if something was wrong. Third baby walked at 11 months. All 3 are completely normal, healthy kids. They just developed on their own timelines. If your baby isn't walking by 18 months, talk to your pediatrician. But before 18 months, try not to stress about it. Climbing. Once babies can pull to stand and cruise, they start trying to climb everything. Stairs, chairs, the dog. This is when baby-proofing becomes critical. Gates on stairs, furniture secured to walls. Fine motor skills, self-feeding. By 10 to 12 months, most babies can pick up small pieces of food and feed themselves. At least partially. It's messy. So messy, but it's an important skill. Pointing. Pointing is actually a really important milestone because it shows they understand joint attention, that they can direct your attention to something. Stacking and sorting toward the end of the first year. Babies might start stacking blocks or putting objects into containers. These are early problem-solving skills. Communication milestones. First words. Common first words: mama, dada, ball, dog. Some babies are early talkers and have several words by their first birthday. Others have none, and that's still normal. Understanding commands. By 12 months, or wave by. They might not always comply, but they understand. Social and emotional affection. Babies this age show affection clearly. They hug, kiss, snuggle, and lean into you for comfort. It's one of the best parts of this age. Preferences. They have favorite toys, favorite people, favorite foods. They also have opinions, strong opinions. They know what they want, and they let you know when they're unhappy. Imitation. Babies love imitating what you do. They pretend to talk on the phone, brush their hair, or wipe the table. Imitation is how they learn. Sleep. By 12 months. Most babies sleep about 12 to 14 hours total, including 1 or 2 naps during the day. Some babies sleep through the night consistently. Others still wake up once or twice. Both are normal, though one is definitely easier on parents. Now let's talk about red flags, signs that warrant a call to your pediatrician. Most of the time, babies who are slightly behind on milestones are just developing on their own timeline. But sometimes, delays can indicate an issue that benefits from early intervention. Call your pediatrician if, by 3 months, no social smile, no eye contact, not responding to sounds, can't lift head during tummy time by 6 months, not reaching for objects, no babbling or cooing, not rolling in either direction, seems very stiff or very floppy, not bringing objects to mouth by 9 months, not sitting even with support, no babbling, baba, ma, not responding to their name, not showing interest in interactive games like peek, a boo, not transferring objects between hands by 12 months, not crawling or showing any form of mobility, can't stand when supported, no gestures like waving or pointing, no single words, not responding to simple commands, significant regression, losing skills they once had, trust your instincts. You know your baby better than anyone. If something feels off, even if you can't articulate exactly what it is, mention it to your pediatrician. Early intervention for developmental delays is incredibly effective. If there is an issue, catching it early gives your child the best possible outcome. Here's what I want you to remember. Milestones are ranges, not deadlines. Walking anywhere between 9 and 18 months is normal. Talking anywhere from 9 to 15 months is normal. Your baby is not behind just because your friend's baby did something earlier. Every baby is different. Some babies focus on physical skills first and talk later. Others talk early and walk late. This doesn't predict intelligence or future success. It's just their individual developmental path. Comparison is the thief of joy. I know it's hard not to compare, especially when you see other babies on social media or at playgroups. But try to focus on your baby's progress, not someone else's baby's timeline. Development isn't always linear. Babies sometimes plateau in one area while they're focusing on another skill. They might stop babbling as much when they're learning to crawl because their brain is concentrating on motor skills. That's normal. Red flags exist for a reason. While most variation is normal, there are legitimate signs that warrant evaluation. If your baby isn't meeting several milestones or if you have concerns, call your pediatrician. You're doing great. Your baby is doing great, even on the days when it doesn't feel like it. If this video helped ease your worries or gave you useful information, hit that subscribe button. My next video is all about returning to work after maternity leave and how to navigate that transition. Drop a comment. What milestone are you waiting for? Or what surprised you about your baby's development? You've got this. Your baby is exactly where they need to be. I'll see you in the next one.